Arriving back in Dragon's Rest, our party sought to gather information in an attempt to control the aftermath of the disastrous summit. Denier, having learned that the Lady Tia may be harboring a demon, began to fear for his safety, should he be again placed into custody. The city soon fell into chaos as mighty dragons' roars could be heard emanating from within the palace. Plumes of fire set the night sky ablaze as an unseen battle unfolded within. Denier took this time to escape, leaving Wolfgang with the information he had come into. The two parted ways as Wolfgang and T-wig flew to meet Asmo at the castle gates, where Yorick, Garak's elder brother, recognized them and let them pass. Inside, they found the draconic siblings battling to hold their brother at bay in an attempt to imprison the king. With Wolfgang's aid to complete the ritual, a blinding flash of light erupted, drawing the king into a deep slumber and sealing him within a radiant prison within the castle walls. So as everything sort of calms down after Horatio basically cursed himself and started walking out to nurse his eye, you're left in this room with a king who is still panting very quickly despite having fallen asleep. And, the kobold monk Sheen is still sitting in the pool, just kind of meditating, making sure everything's stable, basically.
How long is that gonna last?
You look above where the king is imprisoned, and you can see, just all sorts of arcane runes in and throughout that small prison that he's in, just glowing and humming with energy. I am unsure. Lady Tia says from behind you. Father had this room crafted just at the behest of Lord Arcanos, in case something like this were to happen. It should hold for a while, but we need to find a way to fix whatever's happened. I don't know exactly what happened there, but your friend, Denier, where is he?
I don't know. All I know is that he's not in Dragon's Rest anymore.
You have no clue as to where he might have gone?
He didn't tell me.
So he fled.
He fled to try and get a better understanding as to what happened. He didn't do this of his own volition. Or he should have just listened to us. None of this would have happened.
You hear the meek footsteps of a very tired Venariel as she goes to check on her great-great-grandmother. And Tia looks back and calls out to her, Venariel, thank you. She's very fatigued. Please, go fetch some clerics. They will tend to her, but for you, I need you to return to your home and try to find what texts you can on this condition, on these stones.
Hey, Lady Tia?
I raise my hand.
Yes, T-wig.
What happens if someone has dragon's blood?
Why do you ask?
What happens if someone has his blood?
And I point to her brother, the gold dragon.
I'm assuming nothing good. What do you know?
So, okay. Well, when the whole thing happened with Denier doing the thing, which was, I don't think that was him, that's just my personal opinion, but that's how I feel. I was worried about the king, and I stuck with him, because he wasn't doing super hot, and I can heal. And there was a guard disguised, a man disguised as a guard, who had vials of his blood. The intention being to get his blood, I think, was sort of the thing.
I do not know what their intentions may be.
I look to
Thank you
Wolfgang and look back to Tia.
Probably not good.
I would
Would
assume as such.
Would I know of any kind of magic that requires someone's blood to be cast?
Roll me an arcane check.
Arcana. 15.
You do know that there are a good number of spells that one might be able to do with specifically like blood of very high-powered creatures, and you don't get much higher powered than that of a dragon. But you're unsure, like, just because there are so many spells out there and it's not something that you have particularly studied, you're not entirely sure what the spells are, but you do know that if there are something that requiring a ingredients such as that would be pretty powerful.
I do know that there are some spells that require blood as a catalyst for the magic. I'm not entirely sure what those spells might be, but you can't get much more powerful than an ancient gold dragon's blood.
Yes. Which is why I hope that Venariel is successful in her research.
I'll be doing my own research on this as well.
There are still many questions left for you to answer, Mr. Connolly, but your actions here today do speak for themselves, and you do have my thanks. I, like you, wish to get to the bottom of this as soon as possible, for the sake of my brother and all of the people of this land.
Well, I thank you for that.
I've only heard of what happened very briefly from Harish, who's not exactly eloquent.
Did he include the part where he sent us to jail when we were the ones that helped him?
Yes, he mentioned that he left you there to be held in order for us to send a caravan to retrieve you. You have to understand that under the circumstances, after what Denier had done, and...
Lady Tia,
Yes.
if I kind of being quiet here, this is a bit out of my depth here. We understand why Denier needed to be held. We understand. If anyone understands why someone needs to be held in a jail cell, it's me. The problem is, the guy you had in charge, he wasn't exactly the biggest fan of us. And he went out of his way to try and make sure that we wouldn't leave that jail cell in one piece.
He tortured them.
These are very
Asma looks
bold
down at his
claims.
Oh yeah, they definitely are. And here's a big one. We have a witness to corroborate that.
And injuries to prove it.
Asma pulls up his leg to show off the massive bruise on his leg, where it was smashed in.
Luckily, it hasn't inhibited me a bit, but I'm walking with a bit of a limp now. He took his nice old mace and cracked right into it. That's not the point right now.
That's not all he did. I believe one of your envoys he sent there to keep an eye on everything. He had him killed.
You will need to bring this witness, and he will need to be tested by our mages.
Bring it
If what
on.
you say is true, then this puts us in a very awkward position. With all that's going on, I'm not sure we can risk going to war with the Kenches.
Who said anything about going to war? You don't have to.
Asmo smiles. Ling. Toothy grin from Asmo.
I think the first step is understanding that we have been wronged.
And
The fact that we helped you at all at this point was out of the goodness, I think, of all of our hearts. You betrayed and you hurt us. We had no reason to come to your aid. When we came to you in need, You turned us away. You understand how this hurts, yes?
What actions have I taken to harm you?
Your brother's actions have.
My brother is hot-headed. He is a fool.
We do not deserve to die for that mistake, though.
You do not, and we will get to the bottom of this. You have my apologies for any hardship you may have faced on your way here, and my sincerest gratitude in your aid. But that is all I have to offer at this time. Right now there are, and she looks back to the king, more pressing matters to attend to.
How long is this gonna last for, by the way?
I do not know. Hopefully long enough.
How do you undo what was done to him? God.
Lady Tia,
Yes,
is there a safe place we can put our witness here?
I will make arrangements. You have
Thank
my
you.
word.
Should I fetch him now?
Perhaps in the morning. There is undoubtedly chaos in the streets at the moment. But we will have to deal with that as it comes, if you'll excuse me. And she begins to make her way out.
What a bloody mess.
You aren't kidding, says the kobold behind you as he steps back out onto the tile, like the marble. Eh.
I have to thank you for coming to my aid there. I'm still not entirely used to how I use my powers.
Well, that's evident, but you're clearly more in control than most would be at your age. He kind of gives you a small, sly smile. My master. He wishes to have words with you.
Who is your master?
I think you know. But you'll have to make it to Platinum Peak. You'll find me at the monastery. Farewell, young Connolly.
To
You
you
start
as well.
hearing the clacking of his walking stick as he begins walking out. You are left alone in the chambers with the king as he's sleeping and the fatigued form of the matriarch of the Whistlestein family. Sorry.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna help her.
All right, she's breathing really hard and sweating profusely. She's picture Grandma Coco from Coco, but in elf.
Oh, okay. I'll lean down to her and be like,
Do you need any healing?
She doesn't respond. She seems extremely exhausted from the amount of energy she just put into everything she was doing here.
Okay, I'm just going to... yeah...
cure wounds. For 9. That's pretty good.
All right, you notice that her breathing begins to slow, but a lot of this fatigue seems to be coming from the fact that she's just really old. Like, this might be you haven't seen a lot of elves, but this is definitely the oldest elf, maybe the oldest being outside of these dragons that you've ever seen.
Gonna be really damn old then.
Yes. She is Venariel's great-great-grandmother.
Do you need any help standing up?
She makes no response and is still unconscious.
Okay,
I'm just gonna pick her up.
All right. Yeah, you managed to cradle the old lady. Go ahead and give me... yeah, she's fairly light, so I'm not even going to require an athletics check with that. Wolfgang, what are you up to over there?
I'm just sort of eyeing these runes, seeing if I know anything about them. Apparently they're charged with holy energy, and that's piquing his curiosity a little bit.
Yeah, some of them seem to be celestial runes themselves. Others seem to be elven. Others seem to be in languages that you're unfamiliar with. But they all seem to... go ahead and make a Arcana check real quick.
Okay. 13.
At least the ones that you noticed in Celestial seem to be a type of warding rune. Something that Denier probably would have been a bit more knowledgeable about, but having traveled with him, you know that there are certainly types of abjuration magic in effect here.
Miss him already.
As you look at the king, you notice that he's breathing rather raggedly too, and his form keeps shifting from that of, his normal human crown growing out of his head form and, getting kind of, snarly. But you also notice, those of you down there with him, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Asmo and Asmo and Wolfgang.
You better believe it. Perception.
12.
23.
Asmo, something actually kind of catches your eye that seems odd. You thought at first it was just part of these magical forces that were going around, but as he's just sitting there laying normally, you notice that the gold tint of his scales actually seem to be taking on a bit more of a rose gold.
Is it the
And
same
certain parts
color
of
as
them-
the crystals?
Not quite, but it's definitely... It almost looks like if you could give something that is gold a sunburn, that's kind of what it's starting to look like on him.
I don't know
Seems
how
to
long
be,
he
it
has.
seems to be emanating from his chest outward.
Is that where he got blasted?
Yes.
Looks like he's subtly changing color, too.
Is he?
No, yeah, take a look. You know where Denier blasted him?
Yeah, now that Asmo's pointing it out, you can see it pretty clearly that there's a slight hue fading from the gold on the outset of his body to the sort of rose gold near the center.
That ain't good. Well, there's nothing more that we can do here. I'm going back to my house.
I would also like to come on, but I want to make sure this lady gets somewhere safe first.
You can hear footsteps coming down the hallway as you're all packing up to leave the room, which I'm assuming you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf is gonna go help.
Unless there's anything else Asmo wanted to do in here.
No, that smells good.
Loot the place. No, I'm just joking.
I mean, there are guards that might not have melted shit on them, but...
It's not and say we did.
Okay. As you're walking out of the palace, you come across two holy men, T-wig. They seem to bear the holy symbol of the god of life,
Okay.
which is a kind of an ankh set over a sun.
Yeah, I'll hand
and
her.
they,
Make sure they take good care of her.
As they bow to you. One of them is a dwarf. The other one is a human male. Thank you. And they
Of course.
carry her off to tend to her. And you walk back through the castle, which is bustling with activity as people are just running around trying to get their heads wrapped around everything that's happened. But that's nothing compared to the chaos that's in the streets as more and more guards are having to run out front, push back the wall of people that are standing outside, just clamoring to try to figure out what the hell is going on. And as you step out, you hear people just shouting and trying to push forward. What's happening in there? You know, just all sorts of clamoring from these people. The guards are trying to maintain peace. Return to your homes! Everything has settled! Bullshit, things have settled! There's fucking fire coming right out of the goddamn palace! Things have settled. Return to your homes. Just everybody's trying to maintain order here, but there's just a mob of people outside.
Ooh. People are riled up.
Yeah, you're going to have a
course.
hard time getting through that gate. You do know that there are other ways out of the palace, ways that you have come in through before, but
I don't think the front door's a good idea.
Probably not.
I can't summon anything to fly us home to. I'm pretty spent right now. I could turn into a horse.
I don't think that's necessary.
Okay.
I think
Has
we'll
to
just.
find- There's like a side entrance, right? Like it's
I
the
think-
one that goes. Is that the one that goes to the mountain?
I don't think that's the one that goes to the mountain. No. There was one that was connected to like a.
there are a few ways out. If you went and talked to a guard and just asked to find a more discreet exit, they'd probably be able to lead you to one.
I've sworn we used one at one point.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
approach.
you've used one to get in, and you've used one to get out before.
Yeah, I'll approach. I'll approach a guard. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, hello.
I was wondering if there's a side entrance we could take to sort of get out of here. We don't want to deal with that mob.
He's looking over you, not really recognizing you.
Do I know you lot? How'd you get in here?
Through the front door. How do you think?
I'll take off my eye patch and I'll release the prestidigitation on my hair to make it blonde again.
I'll be damned, you're Wolfgang Connolly.
Yep, I am.
All right. Yeah, I can get you out of here.
And this palace guard begins leading you through a few hallways and through kind of a secret door off to the side of a basically a small bed chamber, and leads you down a stairwell, and you end up in what seems to be kind of the storage room of, I don't know, some sort of shop.
Right out that way should take you to the main shopping district. Obviously, don't let nobody know about this entrance here. It's sealed from this side anyway.
I hear ya.
Sounds good.
Gods be with you.
You as well.
Maybe once that'd be nice.
Says the man who's been with more gods than...
He refuses to accept that.
The door slides shut. The secret door slides shut as he leaves, and you hear kind of a... some sort of latch getting notched into place. As you step out, and yeah, you are kind of in the thoroughfare of the town, and you can see as people are gathering and looking at the aftermath of what has gone down. The pillars that are at the back of the throne room all look kind of scorched and pockmarked. The normal pristine white marble seems to be blackened with soot. Everybody's just kind of chatting amongst the streets. Yeah, sorry. Asma
So,
was
like,
about to say something.
Asma's just like, are we
Still wanted exactly?
I don't think we are now.
We still have to prove that we're innocent, at least a little bit.
I think they've given us the benefit of the doubt. That's as much as we're getting.
Well, if it's all right by you, I'll head to your place too and help guard our wonderful little witness.
I'd appreciate that, because I need to sleep super bad, but I don't sleep. I need, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that thing where you just don't respond to anybody. I hear you.
Yeah, and I
Be
stare
nice.
and watch you all sleep. It's,
It'd be nice to sleep in my own bed again.
As you walk down the street, the wind kind of picks up a little, and Asmo, you're actually hit in the face by a flyer. Piece of paper.
The hell?
Asma
you-
pulls it back and gives it a read.
It reads, Talos and Timres, now featuring Enchantments by Hackless.
Oh,
This ad has taken me on a journey of feelings.
Asmo just hands it, just turns it and gives it to Wolfgang.
Wolfgang will read it and stroke his beardless chin now.
There's a little bit of stubble growing there.
Probably gonna look.
It's been a couple of days since you shaved.
Well, I still have plenty of mithril bullets.
You ponder this as you make your way back to your home, and you get back inside. You knock on the door. Jamat had locked it after you left just to be safe. But he lets you in, and he's there just with a very concerned look on his face.
What the devil is all that about, sir?
Not good. Bahum is... His mind isn't his own.
That's terrible, sir. Oh, come on in. I've got some tea on the I got a kettle on the boil.
Asmo just kind of shoves himself in. Where's the late night adult sauce?
I suppose that is a bit more befitting, isn't it, Master Asmo?
Yeah. Hi, Jamat.
Well, Wolfgang will go up to his room and grab some of the special whiskey.
I'm gonna go find
Alright,
Wallace.
Thank you there.
Wallace is sitting in basically the sitting room along with the fireplace. Flix is still sitting there.
Hey, Flix.
Hello, welcome back. What was all that about?
It's all, dumb stuff.
Dragons
Wallace,
being right shits again?
yeah, more or less. You'd think for things that live so long, they would be a little less,
Moody?
Yeah. But I guess everything's human to an extent. Hey, Wallace, how you doing?
Not great. I'm
You
scared.
okay? It's okay to be afraid.
I just don't know what's happening. Just nothing feels real anymore.
Yeah. Well, we need you to come with us tomorrow if that's okay.
Is this about providing testimony?
Yeah. But I'll be right there with you, okay?
I need to make sure that my name's not mentioned in any records.
We didn't mention your name at all.
I need to make sure that they don't. My family, they're still up there.
Where is the family? Are they in Silver Rock?
He nods solemnly.
Okay. Before you meet with the dragons, I'll mention that your family might be in danger. Okay?
He pauses for a moment and then solemnly nods again, just kind of staring into the fire.
You're gonna
Single
be
tear
okay.
seems to drift down his cheek.
You're gonna be okay.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. 11. It's not my greatest skill, but
He just kind of stares blankly.
Where will you be sleeping tonight? Wallace, has it been determined? Has Jamat told you?
No.
Okay. Let me find out where. I'm going to remain there for the night. So you're not alone, okay?
He nods again, solemnly.
Don't worry about me. I'll just be, sleeping on the floor.
You go to check with Jamat, and he informs you that there are guest rooms in this house. It is a moderately sized estate that has a few servants' quarters, probably 3 rooms for various family members, and a couple guest rooms.
okay. I'm gonna walk up to Wolfgang and Asmo.
So, I'm pretty tired. I can feel my core kind of waning. I think I need to slow down for a while. I'm going to be staying in Wallace's room, just, to make sure that he's okay.
That's fine.
Okay. If you need anything, I'm up there, but I would prefer to get my full recharge. Also, I should see Timmy at some point.
What was that?
I should see Timmy at some point. My legs and my hands.
Probably for the best if anybody would know how to get you back in complete working order. It'd be him.
My brother always was the better tinkerer of the family, I am ashamed to say. Jamat says as he brings you guys a couple of glasses with some balls of ice in them.
Hey, you made me Requiem.
We made you Requiem, sir.
Wolfgang will smile for seems like the first time in a long time.
Well, I'm going to head upstairs and recharge. I will see you all in the morning, I guess.
Good night, T-wig.
Good night.
Wallace will actually go with you because he just does not feel like being up and around too many people right now.
I'll go over to him before that happens.
He doesn't quite give you eye contact, but he acknowledges your presence. Thank you for letting me stay here.
The least we can do. I know you're probably worried about your... I'll pour him a glass.
He takes it and gives you a little bit of eye contact. And just sort of nods.
I lost my family once upon a time. Know that I'm going to do my absolute damnedest to make sure that no harm befalls them.
Thank you.
I'll pat him on the back. Get some rest.
He takes a sip of the whiskey, kind of chokes a little as he hasn't had liquor in a bit, let alone stuff that's this strong. And he nods and walks off.
All right, and Wolfgang will go back to the table and start pouring everybody around.
Flix hops up, kind of folds up a pillow and uses it as kind of a lift. What we drinking?
Something wet, I hope.
You're a funny one. I like you.
I know, you said that.
And I mean it.
Oh, thank you. I'm a goddamn spring breeze as a person.
Not sure. I just picked whatever looked the fanciest in the cabinet.
It's a fancy little, like, semi-frosted jeweled decanter with a amber liquid inside. As you drink from it, you realize it's not whiskey, it's cognac, but it's very good.
Hmm? Here's hoping tomorrow works out for the best.
Aye, the deal needs to go down great.
Not
Then
you.
I'll get you your...
Not you. There, you as well, but we have a very busy day tomorrow.
Well, hopefully you can make time for little old me.
She kind of smiles.
If not, I understand, but I could use the help.
What's the job exactly? You've been very coy about this.
I just need to make a little delivery.
Little delivery.
And sometimes it helps if you have a little bit of backup.
Who are you
Oh,
deliver-
don't give me that look. I know you've
No,
done a few jobs in your time.
I've also. No, it's just what you're saying. I don't mean to laugh. The thing is, I've said the same thing to someone, and I was completely lying. You have to forgive me if I don't think you might be underplaying what you need.
Isn't that sort of the trick of the job, dearie?
Nah, it's only a trick if the other person doesn't know it.
Look, you know how it goes. Most of the time, the job just goes down lickety-split like that. But sometimes there's a complication or two. And that's where it helps to have backup.
It's true. The thing is, you have to understand there. We appreciate all your help. Tomorrow we have a pretty big meeting at the palace. Isn't that right, Wolfgang?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, worst case scenario, I can probably hire some thugs off the street just to look tough.
Depending how tomorrow goes, I'll see if I can help you out. If it goes well, then yeah. If it goes bad, then it's gonna be kind of hard because I'm gonna be in prison.
She smiles a little.
I miss Gander.
She takes a kind of a long sip out of her glass.
Not exactly the big. And that was the big guy, right?
Aye.
What? That place we walked through. You talked about it, but it can corrupt people like that, or?
I don't know. It happened. I mean, the place is full of all sorts of strange arcane energies, but he fell into the abyss. I thought there was no coming back from that.
Evidently, there's stairs somewhere.
Or other sorts of magic that I just don't understand yet, but
Then the stairs was like a metaphor, but I understand.
I get it. I understood.
I'm sorry you had to see him that way.
It's honestly a little bit of a relief just to know that he's alive. Just bittersweet is all, I suppose.
As alive as he was.
It's just hard to see someone that you've known so long just change like that.
Aswell just pauses sipping his drink. Aswell just goes,
That is very much true.
Wolfgang sort of lowers his head, but
Sorry, didn't mean to bring down the mood. It was such a bright night too.
Nah, I mean... things are tense. Sipping this cognac, and out there everyone's freaking out. I can't blame them exactly either. You know? I can't be like, oh, they're being hysterical. Of course they are.
They're
Why wouldn't
ruled
they?
by giant angry lizards.
The whims of the powerful.
Bahum's different.
Uh,
Bahum might be a dragon, but he's trying his best to be a good leader for these people. I just don't think. I think once we fix whatever's happening to him, we should try to get him to rethink some things.
People who can't die shouldn't be in charge of shit.
Think
You
today
really think they're invulnerable?
I think
No.
today proved that they're definitely not immortal.
That's
There's something about people being in charge. Usually someone switches up who's in charge when, like, the environment's different, right? Say you're in charge, right? You got your crew. And then, you got a new crew. And the world changes. You're still in charge? What if you didn't change with it? Yeah. Not a good place. Because
a good way of putting it.
Yeah. I mean... everything should have its end.
Aye.
She finishes off her drink.
Don't suppose I could bother you to find a place to sleep here tonight, could I?
Don't steal anything.
You've helped us out this much, so we've got plenty of guest rooms. I wouldn't mind you staying in there. But I will echo Asmo's sentiment. Don't steal anything from my hut.
No, it's not because I don't want you to steal anything. It's just he's going to complain about it.
Aswell points at Wolfgang.
I'll do more than fucking complain.
No, you'll do it while complaining.
Little old me? Why, I'd never.
it's like the biggest lie you've ever heard, right, Wolfgang? Like, just gesturing at her, it's the biggest lie, right?
She kind of like skips off and goes up the stairs to try to find a chamber that she can sleep in.
Hey, Wolfgang, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And you can just not tell me if you want.
All
I
right.
I didn't say anything out of respect at the moment. But here we are sitting here. We're about to go to trial tomorrow. And I just want to make sure about one thing. That creature that distracted us, distracted the guards back in Silver Rock. That's going to be brought up. Now, I don't know how, I don't know why or when, or the details of what happened. You said that was her, your wife. Now, it's curious to know a monster hunter was with someone who at some point became a monster, and that is your privacy. And I will respect that like you've respected mine. But no, tomorrow everything's on the line. That will be brought up. Can you keep your head cool?
I'll be fine.
Can you provide them an answer that's good enough? Or do you want them to investigate that shit too?
What happened between me and a Casey? It's a long story.
I bet it is.
Aslo finishes his drink.
Good night, Wolfgang Connolly.
Good night, Asmo.
You hear the clinking in the kitchen as Jamat's finishing up the dishes. The fire in the fireplace is kind of stoked down to just little cinders and embers, just kind of smoldering. Is there anything you'd like to do before going to bed, Wolfgang?
Yeah. I'll grab another glass. Was Jamat drinking with us?
He was just polishing some stuff up in the kitchen.
Oh well.
And like make sure everything was neat and tidy.
I'll grab him a glass and I'll pour him some.
You walk into the kitchen as he's just finishing polishing up a couple of spoons.
Oh, hello, sir.
Got this for you.
Oh, don't mind if I do. I was gonna have a glass myself after I was done here, and I guess I'm done enough.
You're always welcome to it.
I always help myself, sir. Trust me.
He smiles and he holds up his glass to clink it with yours.
I'll cheers him.
Clink.
Not to bring it back to business or anything, but how many of us were there at our peak, Connolly's?
Well, that would have probably been back in your great-grandfather's day, back when I was still hunting alongside him. There was your great-grandfather, who would have been your great-great-aunt, the last surviving member of her family. Her son, who tragically died in the line of duty. Then there was your great-uncle and your other great-uncle. They both met their fate as well, and your great-grandfather bore your grandfather, and I took an injury that made it to the point that I was better served taking care of your great-grandfather at home. Or your grandfather at home, sorry, sir. Quite a few Connollys in my history, too.
There are that many of us. Surely we would have had some sort of archive. Everything we've learned, everything we know. Right?
Aye, sir. That's what the library down in your office is for.
Have you been down there?
Not in a long time. Not since your grandfather. Well, you know.
You have noticed that anytime you've entered that office, it's a bit dustier than the other rooms.
I understand.
Painful memories, sir.
You don't have to bring it up if you don't want to. Obvious that
We both know loss. I raised him as if he was my own son. Since he was a boy. When he gave birth to your father and your uncle, I raised them too. Now it's just you and your cousin left. And I ain't seen him in many years.
well, you'll be happy to know that he's coming by.
That is wonderful, sir.
Looks like I've got some reading and dusting to do.
I'll try to get over my my feelings, sir.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
You've suffered quite enough for our family. For that, I don't think I could ever repay you.
You repay me every day, sir. Every day.
All I need from you is a duster.
I can make that happen. Turns out old Timry and his partner Talos took on a new apprentice.
I actually met him. Hackless.
Hey, you brought him by one time.
Apparently he's a relative of Talos.
Yes, one of the Whistlesteins. Apparently he's quite the enchanter, and he's made quite a business for them. Enchanting brooms and the like. Help the menfolk score some points with their wives by bringing them back something that'll clean the house for them.
Well, perhaps I'll score some pints by buying you one.
Appreciate it, sir.
But
Well,
all this nonsense, at least, it's not keeping me away from you guys anymore. I'm gonna go down to the chamber beneath my office and see what I can find about Asmo's condition.
what happened to Asmo, sir?
Oh.
Is he all right?
Well, it's a bit of a...
Do you just wish to tell Jamat what has happened?
I'll give him the cliff notes.
Try not to stay up too late, sir. Sounds like you have a large day tomorrow as well.
Yeah. Still, it's probably worth seeing what I can find before I head off to bed.
I'll just be finishing up here, sir.
And Jamat goes back to basically just finishing up everything he was doing. He takes the glasses that you guys were drinking from and goes and washes them.
Have a good night, Jamat.
You as
And
well,
thank you
sir.
again.
Of course.
And I will go to the chamber beneath my office.
The office is actually where all the books are, on the shelf behind the desk.
Ah! Okay. Then I'll go to my office and I'll look for any tomes relating to... I guess this is a curse, so removing curses.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
On that 20, baby!
Gonna be a 22.
Ooh.
Not bad.
You have a lot of different tomes on curses. It'll take a bit of time to read through them, especially with how tired you are from the day that has passed, but you do find a few books that you think would aid you in figuring out the ways of removing curses and dispelling evil magics, things like that. You set these books aside and you start to leaf through one of them, which is more about curses that are placed on people by witches or evil spirits. You're not sure if this is exactly the realm that you need to travel down, but you're not sure how many known cases there are of people being cursed by gods specifically. So you feel like this is a good place to open up your investigation. And
All right,
you do learn a decent amount just thumbing through this. I'd say if you wanted to study this a few more nights, probably for like a week in a row, you'd probably get some advantages in trying to figure out certain checks, basically, that involve curses.
All right. Well, in that case, I will, once I'm done thumbing through it a little bit, I'll set the books aside and I will head to bed.
All right. You head upstairs and you...
Out of character. Thanks, Connor.
Yep.
Cure me of demons, please.
You get dressed down and ready for bed. You set out your clothing and you realize it has been far too long since you have slept in your own bed. As you lay down, it's like you're being enveloped by a cloud of nostalgia. And you drift off very quickly to sleep. All right, so you guys awaken the next morning. The chaos seems to have sort of died down from last night, but there's definitely a lot of talk in these streets about everything that happened last night. But that's what you'll find as soon as you leave the Connolly estate. You can smell a nice breakfast downstairs that's been cooked by Jamat.
Can Asmo follow it like like the actual scent wave, like he's a Looney Tunes character?
I will allow this for flavor.
The smell casts levitate on him.
Yeah.
It is magical. You get down, there's bacon, there's sausage, there's eggs. I mean, he's gone like the whole 9 yards, and little Elliot's in a little high chair at the end of the table, just kind of smacking a spoon around, eating some oatmeal, splashing it everywhere. Dap, 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 dap.
Morning, Elliot.
Uncle Fox!
Uncle Fox here.
None of that. None of that.
It's too late.
Da, 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 da. He starts waving wildly and splashing oatmeal everywhere as he sees you walk down the stairs and turn the corner.
My baby boy.
Da, da.
How you doing, Pop?
He gives you a big hug as you lift him out of his chair, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I lift him up and I hold him close.
He's just kind of like waving around. He's getting closer and closer to 2 years of age.
So big, lad. I prestidigitation his face to clean him off a little bit.
You splatter all the oatmeal away.
I try to get it back in the bowl if I can.
It splatters. It makes its way around.
Yeah.
You set him back down. You like help feed him a little bit, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
What would you roll for this? I want to go handle animal.
Huh?
It's an infant, and it's
human puppy.
Yeah, it's a human puppy.
It's true. Can't believe he doesn't know sit yet.
I mean, he knows how to. But yeah, you guys enjoy a nice breakfast. T-wig, you walk out with Wallace, who is still fairly somber about all this stuff that's been going on.
Okay.
But he sits down very quietly at the table and...
Thank you for the meal.
And he very somberly just sort of like eats. And you notice him kind of like do kind of like a little jump in his seat when you hear a knock at the front door.
Ah!
Do you want me to get it?
Oh, I got it. Don't worry.
Jamat wanders out to the front and opens it up.
Hello. Hello, sir.
And he lets in a guard there appear to be a pair of them, but one of them steps in. It's a palace guard wearing the red and gold, the red fabric with the gold plate.
We've come by order of Lady Tia. We're here to escort your witness, I believe you said.
Yep.
Wallace, kind of trembling, just sort of swallows some egg.
Now, I suppose.
Yep.
Let's go.
Don't eat too much, otherwise you just throw it back up again. Let's go, bud.
Asmo!
What? He's nervous.
Yeah, visibly he is.
I will follow like right next to Wallace. I'm not.
All right. There's a small platoon of guards out there. Seems to be about 6 of them. They walk in formation and step aside as Wallace gets between them. And they will allow you to get in with them, and anybody else who wishes to travel with Wallace may.
Asmo will, but he'll have his hands behind his head, anime walking.
Of course.
It's important.
I'll try to keep some of this warm for you.
Thank you. I'll lean down, give Elliot a little smooch on the forehead. Be back soon, Pop.
Yeah, he kind of giggles as your growing whiskers, your growing beard kind of like tickles his forehead.
It was a dad kiss.
Yeah, full dad kiss.
Big old sloppy dad kiss.
All right, you guys walk amongst the street as the platoon of guards flanks you. You get a lot of eyes from people as you're doing this. A lot of disparaging glances and people who just kind of like look and wander away. Few people. You actually notice as you're walking up the street, there are a few men just walking around town holding various brooms and feather dusters that seem to be kind of like wriggling in their hands as they like look at you. And you guys are escorted up to the palace, where you are led into a chamber that you find basically Hresh and Lady Tia and a number of guards stationed around the place. You're not in the throne room, but there are servants kind of bustling around and kind of trying to keep out of the way. And yeah, they lead you in, and they bow before Lady Tia and Hresh. And then they step aside, leaving you 4 standing in their midst. And Wallace kind of looks left and right nervously, and then kind of takes a knee and bows his head down.
Your graces.
Tia looks at you, and she looks at him.
Who's you in this instance?
The 3 of you.
Okay.
Looks past the 3 of you, who notably did not kneel and stuff, but you're familiar enough, I guess, at this point that she doesn't really make a note of it. You do notice that Hresh actually has a bronze eye patch over the eye that was clawed by Bahum.
So this is your witness.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name, soldier? Wallace, sir. Captain Wallace of Silver Rock. And, sorry,
He looks up.
I'm nervous to be here, sir. Oh my God, what a waste of my fucking time.
It is not a waste of your time, Hresh.
For someone who lives as old as you do, you can be a real idiot sometimes, you know that?
Asmo's jaw unhinges because it can.
He begins to furrow his brow and starts to wander towards you until Tia puts her hand on his chest and
For
just
someone who
glares at him.
lives so long, patience is a skill that is of most importance in these sorts of affairs. You know this.
And for something that has lived not long enough, you sure are ready to become slag again.
All things great and small die.
Wolfgang clears his throat loudly. This isn't what we're here for.
No, it's not. Wallace, you can do this. You know you can.
I need assurances that my name will not be put on any records.
Tia kind of like looks down at him and looks over at you.
I'll nod to Tia, just like go with it.
You realize in order to verify this man's identity, there will be questions that will have to be asked.
This man has family in Silver Rock. A family who might be put in danger if this man's full name is released in any sort of reg.
Based on what you're gonna hear here, it won't be super surprising why.
I will consider the request.
Thank you.
Now, Captain Wallace, was it?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you know. Tell me what of these gentlemen's story you can verify.
Lord Kench he's a sadist, ma'am. He tortures and kills, and he's made me kill a number of times. He made me kill one of yours.
Did he make you at knife point by mind control?
Well, no, ma'am.
I see.
My reputation, he did. I'm right. Not to lead the witness, but
That's correct. If those who do not obey, well, they don't last very long.
Captain Wallace has personally seen the atrocities that Barristan Kench has committed.
He's burned so many at the stake. And not just for crimes, but sometimes for the sheer thrill of it, and that doesn't compare to the ones that he made us take into the mountain.
Into the mountain.
Yes. There are some that were meant to be left tied and unconscious in the mine shaft down an abandoned wing. We're never supposed to ask questions, but they're never seen again.
I see.
Pardon me, but out of character. Is there anybody else in this room with us right now besides Tia and Rach?
There are a lot of guards in this room, and on the outside you can hear like servants kind of bustling around and stuff like that. But
okay, but nobody like the Crowleys or anything like.
No. There's no nobles in this room outside of yourself.
Okay, good. I believe we. Oh, sorry.
No, you may speak.
I believe we know why they were taken to the mountain. As we told Horace, the silver mines were home to a vast. It almost seemed like it was a home laboratory for one of the elder Kenches, who was still inhabiting the laboratory once we went in.
Yes, I believe Mr. Palto mentioned something of the sort.
Yes.
An investigation will need to be had about these facts. They are quite grandiose, though I find it far-fetched to the point that if you were to be making it up, you would seem almost crazy.
Do I still have the skull on me?
That was almost certainly have been taken from you by Barristan.
Dang.
Asmo pulls out the amulet. Wait, no, I don't have that amulet anymore.
Yeah,
Never mind, I get that-
T-wig is wearing that.
Yeah.
Wait, do I still have that vial of silver dust?
Is it still in your inventory?
Should be.
Eto.
I do have that amulet, though, right?
Yeah.
Jester's journal, a lump of silver ore.
Yeah, finding silver ore, that was something that you found just in one of the
Right.
mine carts.
I don't think I ever added it to my inventory.
Oh shit.
And for the sake of it, you did not collect it.
Fuck. Right.
I have the amulet, though.
We got this thing.
And I will pull it and show the amulet.
Very nice magical piece of jewelry, but what does this prove?
Can I look? Is there any engravings or anything on this thing?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. 7.
Nothing that you can
That's
see.
a 2.
It seems pretty old. So there's definitely been some patina and wearing to it. So if there was ever anything engraved on it, it probably faded over the 1,000 years that it has been in existence.
Oh, what was the name of this particular Kench again?
His name was Eadric Kench, yeah.
I believe through speaking to this man, I believe he actually knew you, Lady Tia. Eadric Kench.
Oh, yes, he...
That was the one that had the crush on you, right?
Yes, he did fancy me.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
He sort of disappeared after the war. I always assumed the cataclysm swallowed him.
Oh no, I think his obsession with you swallowed him.
Well, if what you're saying is true, then surely an investigation beneath Silver Rock will find more clues beneath the rubble. It will take time, but
Oh yeah.
for the sake of this, I believe your story.
Could something be done with Wallace's family, though? We owe him at least that much.
He can go into Wallace, would you go into specifics about what he did before we left the prison?
Wallace kind of tries to give as much detail as he can of the events.
The Lord locked you up and had me kill a royal guard to frame you for basically an attempted escape, and wanted to use that as means to punish you. And he took his time, and then all I remember is you somehow got out. You had another companion that we didn't see.
The queen kind of arches her eyebrow a little, Tia arches her eyebrow. For
Can I-
the sake of it, she's kind of the acting monarch right now.
Can I retroactively go back and insight her when we were talking about Eadric?
Sure.
Okay. 18?
Yeah, she seems kind of nonplussed by the statements, basically.
Okay.
She has a very hard-to-read face. And And as he begins, Wallace continues his tale.
I remember many bodies, and then you dragging me off to the side, and I remember Jenkins turning into a skeleton, and I think I peed a little.
That shit got crazy in that dungeon, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Who is this companion?
Not a companion.
A very, very bad person.
He aided you in your escape.
We didn't
Yes.
ask for it.
As a side effect,
I spoke to you, Lady Tia, about this.
Asmo pulls open his shirt to reveal the scar, like the branding on his chest.
The
This man is
agent.
related.
Yes, the agent of the man who gave me this. Very odd man. He followed me there. The man is very hard to read. The man himself was more or less a means to an end, but know this. I do not associate with him willingly. And you may
Interesting.
and you can question me in length about that, if you wish.
She kind of cocks her eyebrow a little bit.
After we got out of the city, we separated from him. The thing about this man is we've killed him once before, in self-defense, and he came back to life. And based on the man we were speaking about, that isn't that shocking, correct?
The black and white freak.
Harish says as he's kind of like crumpling a goblet in his hand and just kind of chugging wine.
Like fucking 5.
He was keeping tabs on his newest,
Asmo looks at himself, gestures to himself.
toy, so to speak.
So you escaped, and you evaded his men.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you seen on the way down here? And a look of horror sort of washes over Wallace's face. As you remember the 3 guards that you let go that definitely saw Wallace with you.
Yeah, but Wallace ran. So, oh no, they would have seen Wallace too. Yeah. Shit.
Oh, shit. Multiple paladins and men, several agents of Kench. We fought them when we let them live. We tied them up.
and we did let them go.
Our mercy might have been a mistake.
Wallace is just kind of sitting open-eyed with tears sort of welling on his face.
Fuck.
There was a time when we considered making Barristan the Justicar of Dragon's Rest.
Asmo just... Asmo with a big, okay.
He showed himself worthy. He and his father were down here on a official trip, and he managed to root out an entire band of criminals all on his own.
Asmo's eyes, like, widen a bit.
What do you mean?
Well, while his father and my brother were whining and dining and talking politics, apparently he got bored and took his father's hammer and set about to rid some crime from our streets. He found a hovel of small, no-name criminals and crushed them to paste.
Asmo's jaw is clenched and his hands are digging into his nails digging into his hands.
Are you trying to hide this?
Oh, it's just happening. It's just an emotional response.
He showed
there was-
himself quite capable of rooting out crime, and
Were there trials for these people?
No. There was not.
he's correct, there weren't.
And you think that's okay?
Given the nature of these individuals,
And who decides their nature?
themselves.
I do not think so.
Murderers, thieves, rapists.
Proven or unproven? True or untrue?
Yes.
Then where's the proof? You said there are no names. But there should be names, right?
I understand that certain phrases might fly over your head. No name simply means that they were low on the criminal totem pole. Forgive my candor.
But they still had names,
Yes,
didn't they?
and now they mock their graves. A lifetime of mistakes catching up to one. Barbarous, certainly, but effective nonetheless.
Still, I think it odd that he would get bored, take the law into his own hands to sate that boredom.
He simply offered to help the current Justicar, and he was pointed in the right direction. But that isn't why we are here. Where I was trying to go with this is, with the current state that we are in here, trying to bring Mr. Kench up on any sort of trial will be difficult and taxing on not only us, but the people of this city. As you know, there is a very pressing matter which you are also involved in.
Mm-hmm.
So while this man can talk against Barristan all he will, what happened at the summit itself still remains a question, and your friend still remains at large. Where is Denier?
Like I said last night, we don't know. He didn't tell any of us. He just said that he was leaving.
Why would he leave?
From what I know about him, he might be trying to get stronger so that something like this doesn't happen again. I know.
Oh, so the next time he kills him?
Crushes the goblet entirely, and you hear it clatter across the ground as he throws it at your feet.
That isn't what I meant. His mind was not his own when that happened.
And tell me, Connolly.
You can smell the wine on his breath as he walks up to you.
I'm gonna place myself between him and Wolfgang.
Nope, I'm not gonna let you.
Okay.
Well,
I'll let Wolfgang stop me then.
I'll just hold a hand in front of T-wig.
He stands in front of you and leans down.
Tell me, when he was leaving, did you try to stop him? Or did you encourage him?
Whose face is he in again? You cut out, dude.
He's in
Mine.
Wolfgang's face.
Wolfgang's. Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't try to stop him. I didn't encourage him to leave. I let him do what he felt was right. Because I know he is innocent.
Did you know he was innocent before? He shot my brother.
Like I said, his mind was not his own.
And how do you know it is now? How do you know he's not out there conspiring to attack again?
How much worse could it get?
He just gestures.
It can be much worse. You haven't seen what I have. And I pray you never do.
Gulp.
He leans back.
I know he's not doing that. I know he's not conspiring because Ramses Palto is with him.
His eyes open very wide.
Ramses Palto is the
And he
most
storms
knowledgeable.
out of the room.
Oh, boy.
Which direction is he storming?
He just clatters down the hallway. You hear a massive commotion as people are just shoved out of the way.
He's the most knowledgeable about these crystals, probably in the world. If there's anybody who can help Denier, it's him.
Tia just kind of like looks down and shakes her head. We've had our suspicions about him for some time.
Suspicions?
You've seen what these crystals do to people. You've seen how they could even corrupt my own brother to an extent. This man has been walking around with a piece larger than we've ever seen, unchecked, for who knows how long. Do you think his mind is his own? We wanted him in the capital so that we could keep an eye on him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to stop my brother from doing something rash. Guards, take Mr. Wallace to the cells. Make sure he's comfortable. And Tia walks out of the room in kind of a hurry to catch up to Harish.
That could have gone better, I think.
Had to say something.
That was foolish, Wolfgang.
Think we need to go back to the last save.
Can't save Scum D&D, unfortunately.
Damn it! Tame! Okay.
The guards grab Wallace by the, under the arms and
Oh, don't do that.
escort
Let him walk. Let him walk.
he is not moving. He is in a state that he realized that he might be in a lot of trouble and his family might be in a lot of trouble right now.
One second.
Yeah.
I have 1 second. Let me check something here. I'm gonna have one of my bees
bees?
One of my bees fly under Wallace's, like, I'm assuming he's wearing like a robe or something.
He's you've kind of he's kind of been dressed down from his guard garb.
Okay.
Especially because, like, the river would have taken his toll on that, and he's kind of just wearing kind of a
I'm gonna cast speak with
like a wool gambeson, basically, is what he's wearing.
Okay. I'm gonna cast speak with animals on this bee.
Bzz.
Alright, here's the deal. If something goes wrong, if he gets hurt, you come immediately back to me and you buzz right in my face, okay?
You've got it, my queen.
Excellent. Glory to the hive.
Glory to the hive.
It kind of crawls into Wallace's collar.
Okay.
Actually, go ahead and roll me a d20 real quick. With advantage.
19.
Probably won't be necessary.
14, 19.
All right, that was a B stealth check.
Yeah. There is stats for a fly somewhere, and I know that their stealth is really, like, immense, but...
Yeah, I was giving it with advantage, and then I was giving it like a +6, so... I'm sure it's somewhere around that. But yeah, no. Made it in there. Nobody noticed it.
Awesome.
All right. So it has the order that should anything go wrong, it'll come back and buzz in your face.
Yeah, if he gets hurt or, like, moved in any capacity, like, they start beating the shit out of him or something, then I get warned.
Yeah. All right. The bee hangs out there. And wanders off, and you guys are kind of left alone in the was essentially the salon wing of the palace. You hear the people kind of catering outside to certain nobles and stuff like that, and people getting ready and prepping for meals and stuff like that outside of the hallway that you're in. Do you wish to leave the palace, or?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think...
All right, you head back out onto the streets of the town. You're let out. It's a lot easier to get out. There's still some people gathered by the gate, like looking for answers. A few nobles, some representatives of nobles, and a couple common citizenry just standing around trying to form kind of like a small picket, but most people are staying away from the palace due to the commotion that happened last night and not wanting to be involved in anything that might pop up again, seeing as this is kind of the second day in a row of this shit sort of happening.
I'm not gonna lie, if we end up fighting again, I'd like an edge. You wanna go to Talus and Timry's? Got nothing else to do today.
Featuring enchantments by Agnes.
I should go get fixed, and I do want to talk to Timry shortly.
Isn't he short?
Yes, he is.
I wouldn't mind trying out some enchantments. Didn't get these mithril bullets for nothing.
Oh, that or they can make you smile for once. Let's go, Asmo.
Starts heading off that way.
All right, you guys wander down the streets towards Talos and Timry's, and it's actually quite the bustling place. You see people like kind of lining up to go in and out, and you actually have to wait in kind of a short line in order to get in due to the size of the store.
Should have a freaking VIP line. We know him.
Yeah, you wait there. You see people like walking out with brooms, with various bits of cutlery and other home goods. Some of them wrapped, some not wrapped, all kind of wriggling in their arms. And you get inside finally after waiting a little bit in line, and it's a fairly bustling shop. There's a bunch of people in here. There's a bunch of new racks that have been set up full of these home goods that have enchanted brooms, enchanted feather dusters, a whole bunch of things that apparently Hackless has been really helping his grandpa and uncle make a killing off of right now. There are a bunch of people just happily buying, throwing gold around. There are actually sacks of gold behind Talos, who's working the front desk.
Gonna have to hire a goddamn clerk. Next! Oh, hey, it's you guys. Welcome back.
Hello.
You want a broom?
No. Can I see my there.
Hold on a sec.
Hey, Tim! 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 Tim!
Let him in! And the door to the workshop opens. Right that way.
I take 2 steps and I look back to my companions.
Do you mind? Hopefully I won't be too long.
Cover him in.
I nod and I head down.
As I'm staring at a magical fork.
Timry, or actually, Hackless walks out. Oh, want to see how this... I know you! And you!
Hello.
Hi, Hackless.
Here, hold on. He sets out a... he pulls from what appears to be a bag, a little chunk of meat, and sets it on a plate. Get it! And then the fork stabs it into it and starts going for your face, Asmo.
No,
And it's in your mouth since you opened it. Meat's actually quite good.
The hell?
While that...
The hell is that?
While that chicanery is going on, T-wig, you walk down the stairs to the old familiar workshop, and you can hear Timry clattering with something on the other end. You hear a rack tack 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 tack, rack tack 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 tack, poof poof poof, poof poof poof, as small explosions seem to be emanating. Ah, damn it!
Oh boy, okay. Timry?
Oh, you're back. How is your... I've heard. Are you okay?
You're asking if I'm okay?
Yeah. He nods and just kind of like looks at you.
Well,
I kind of look to my arms, and at this point, just for flavor, can one of my hands just fall off at this point?
Clang, clang. Ugh, that
I've
bad,
seen
huh?
better days. Yeah, and my legs. I fell off a waterfall, so my legs are a bit janked up, as they would say.
This ally was not meant for such rough... All right, let's see what we can do. He picks up your hand and takes you by the other hand and kind of walks you over to his workbench.
Can I ask you some questions?
He puts on like a set of glasses that have like extending like magnifiers on them as he starts flipping them down and looking at your joints with a screwdriver. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
What's a conscience?
He's kind of taken slightly aback by that and looks over at you. Conscience. Well, I guess that's basically a little voice in the back of your mind that tries to tell you what's right and wrong before you do something, I guess.
Oh. Okay.
Do you feel like you've had one of those?
At
He kind
night.
of looks at you cautiously.
At night, yeah. You know I don't sleep, right?
I can't imagine you would. No need to. You're powered by magic, he says as he's like tightening a bolt. Or trying to loosen a bolt to replace it.
You know, I've learned a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time.
That doesn't shock me too much. You're incredibly intelligent. More so than I ever anticipated.
My conscience answers a lot of my questions, is what I'm trying to say. Is that normal?
He thinks for a moment, kind of unsure how to respond. I mean, yes, I suppose it's normal, but I'm not sure if that's normal for you. I still haven't quite figured out what exactly you are.
I don't think we've exactly figured out what we are either.
That's not the first time you've referred to yourself like that, is it?
No, it's not. You know, I've never felt before. At least what I can remember. Speaking languages and having emotions and feelings. I worry. I'm angry. I'm scared. And I never felt that before. But I feel it now. And for some reason it makes a lot of sense, but no sense at all. Timry,
Yeah. He's starting to replace that bolt.
have I ever spoken before I was actually born?
Only for a moment.
What did I say?
It was very quiet, but I remember it very distinctly. I was working on something at the other end of my shop. And these words, and the voice that you're speaking in now, it came out. Help him. I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it meant, but I thought I was close to something, and then when you finally woke up, I thought I'd get the answer.
I answered. You know, I remember you. What you did to me. You hit me a lot, and you said I was a piece of junk and trash.
That
And you know, Horace asked me if I feel pain, and I said no, but I lied. When you said I was garbage, when you said I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and in times where people treat me like objects, I felt pain. It is impossible to explain, but it was there.
I didn't even know you could listen to me when I was saying those things, and T-wig, I want you to know that I was never saying those things to you. When I was saying those things, it was, I think, what we mortal people call projection. I wasn't frustrated with you. I was frustrated with me, my inability to get you to, well, wake up.
I'm afraid for you a little bit. If you make more things like me, they might not be as forgiving. You know this, right?
I'm trying to keep that in mind, although it seems like the Crown has, plenty of other things going on right now.
Maybe for the best.
Not from what I hear.
I meant more for you.
Still. He kind of like opens his eyes a little bit more, and anyway, he goes back to repairing your hand. Meanwhile, back up in the shop, Hackless has just been kind of showing off to you guys the kind of stuff that he's been working on. So I've done a whole lot of stuff since you guys have been here. I got these dusters here that will dust a room for you, and these brooms that'll sweep things out. I've been doing really well. My grandpa says that I might actually get a part of the shop if I keep doing stuff like this.
So you'd be stuck here, essentially, you're saying.
I get to work with my uncle and my grandpa. It's
good. So you'll be contained here, is what you're saying.
I guess. Sorry. It's not the way I'd phrase it, but yeah. We're all laughing. I like that.
Yeah, no.
So I got this. Asma shows him the gun. The gun. Oh my god, what do I call it? Sorry, it's on the back of my.
The blaster knuckle.
Blaster knuckle. Thank you. So I got this. Shows him the blaster knuckle.
That looks like something my uncle might have fixed up. It doesn't look like his work. Doesn't have his brand on it. He says, kind of like looking down at it and squinting.
And the point is, when you strike someone, it's supposed to fire off a gun very similar to his.
Yeah, that's gnomish.
Yeah, what I was thinking is, can you do something with it, or like, how does this work?
Maybe.
I'm just good putting these inside people. I'm not exactly the best at.
What do you want it to do? I mean, it already blows things up, right? Also, careful, because that could blow up your hand.
Yikes. Thank God I'm a lizard and I can regenerate my limbs.
You can?
Yeah.
Wow.
My tail's still growing back.
You have a little nubbin.
I tie it around my waist usually.
It's like a boxer tail.
It's like a pugtail. It's curled up.
God.
All right, but like, what can you do? Like, what? Okay, I see that you can make a fork that feeds you and all that fun jazz, but like what kind of stuff can you do? Not to be the guy who waits in line doesn't know what to order, but like, I wait in line, I don't know what to order.
Can I see it?
See all of my stuff.
Fine. Aswell just whips out all his weaponry. Tink, 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 tink.
He
Pulling
looks
blades.
particularly at frostbite.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that one. That one's a beautiful one. This is Fire Ant, Frostbite. I also have a nondescript magical dagger that I could was gonna stab you, but I was like, yeah, none of that. But I kept onto it. And the blaster knuckle.
Well, all of these seem to have an enchantment on them, and I don't really want to mess with other people's stuff, because that would mean I'd have to undo it and then do something new to it. Unless you want me to do that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, huh?
So you see Fire Ant, it's like a good little dagger. Its ability of fire is pretty cool, right?
He holds it up.
Do I
Yeah.
need to say? Do I need to say the magic word?
It won't work for him anyway, because
No.
he would need to attune to it.
Okay, so once I do this here with my right hand, know that I'm not going to attack anyone, okay? It takes like half an hour to get rid of this.
Okay.
Aswell pulls out Frostbite.
Ekonunk.
And just chink.
Whew, that's cool, but inconvenient.
Yeah, it is. 30 minutes it stays like this. The thing is, I fucking love this thing. Oh, I love Frostbite so much. The thing is, Fire Ant's losing that, it's not hitting as hard as it could. Is there any way to take, like, what it does, like, take the enchantment and put it in, say, something like this?
He just shows like Frostbite.
Can you make, like, a fire version of this? Can you do that?
I don't know. That thing seems pretty complex. And do you really want your hand to be on fire?
Oh, that's true, actually. Dang it!
I mean, that thing, he kind of points at Frostbite. It almost seems like it wasn't supposed to be like that.
What do you mean?
I mean, it looks like it's a failed experiment. I mean, it obviously does what it's supposed to do, but is your hand stuck in that?
For like 30 minutes.
Aswell's already trying to use Fire Ant to melt it faster.
Yes.
How does your hand feel after you take it out?
How does my hand feel after taking it out, Nick?
Numb. For a very long while, it feels numb because your hand is encased in ice.
Numb for a very long time because my hand is encased in ice.
That sounds about right.
Fuck, I mean, like, you said it perfectly, Nick. I don't fucking know what else to do.
Like, can you make it better, though? Can you take an enchantment and go like, oh, they screwed up a line. Let's just do that.
Well, that's the thing about enchantments. If you go in to try to fix something, you have to undo the other one to make it so that you, like, just so you know what it was, and then
Okay.
you have the blank slate to work on. So, maybe, but,
Ooh, you're giving me a maybe. Like,
well, I could definitely make something out of it. I don't know if it'd be what you're looking for, though.
the same, you mean?
Well, it definitely wouldn't be the same.
Okay, I had an idea. Instead of freezing my hand, if you took this, so essentially you could take the enchantment, but it might not be the same, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah?
Okay, I got an idea here. Hear me out here. Come here close, Atlas. Come here.
He leans in like he's going into a soccer huddle.
I was looking at this blaster knuckle, right?
This is, it kind of fits on his wrist, right?
It's kind of a open-fingered hand gauntlet.
Oh, perfect.
See, what I'm thinking is, instead of holding on to this and having the ice around my hand, what if, like the blaster knuckle, it was more on my wrist, and the ice came out over top of that, so my hand would still be able to move around like a wrist blade. What do you think? What do you think? Is that something you could do? I mean, like, you're pretty great. I mean, heck, let's line up out the. Everyone's mad at me behind the line because I didn't know what I wanted. Sorry, I'll be done in a minute.
Is this guy done yet?
I said a minute, ma'am.
It's okay. You're actually not holding up the line. You're just talking to the enchanter. Everybody else is just buying the shit that's on the floor.
So you like that? You like that idea?
I've never tried to make something like that, but I might be able to.
Ooh. Okay. Now, if I do this, I'm giving you my most powerful weapon. How much time would it take, do you think? Rush order.
Oh, gee, for something like that?
And I'm your good friend, dude.
We're friends?
Oh my god. Yes, every time I travel around, dude, I always think, man, if Hackles was here, it would be way different.
Thank you. He kind of smiles and blushes a little.
That is not a lie.
That
Or did
that
it
little
not be a lie?
that little foot twist on the ground.
Oh, gee, well, for a friend, I could probably do it within a week.
I don't know if we're gonna be here for a week.
Sorry, it's just that's a lot to do, and it's...
Okay, no, you know what? No matter what, I still have fire ant and I got the blaster knuckle. If worst comes to worst, I still have my short sword. Alright, Hackless. There you go.
Oh boy.
This is a big deal, right? You can put this on your resume. This is gonna be a resume job.
Okay. You can count on me.
He smiles at you. Oh, and since we're friends, I asked around the Adventurers Guild about this a lot.
Okay.
And people seemed interested, but nobody came back to get me. But there's a old tomb that opened up recently. Well, not a tomb, more of a what would you call it?
Catacomb?
No, it doesn't hold the dead. It holds.
What does it hold?
It holds an artifact of Arcanos,
Who is Arcanos of Wolfgang?
god of magic.
Oh, it does it? How many
Yeah.
people are? Ooh.
Well, one of the four, he made it in a time where he was anticipating some sort of doomsday, and this artifact is supposed to be really, really strong. But nobody ever wanted.
Asmo realized he was drooling a bit.
Continue. Yeah.
Nobody ever came to get me. But
Oh, man, that's crazy.
yeah, so I really want this, and I feel like since we're friends, you might be able to help me.
Oh man.
And
man,
I'm sure since this is one of Arcanos' sites, that there's probably a whole bunch of other cool stuff in there too. I only want the thing.
No matter what, you want the thing, right?
Yeah,
Any details about the thing, like its shape?
It's a ball, I think.
Okay.
That's
It's like a circle. It's like
like a ball. I don't know how big it is. I've only seen a number of tales about it in the in the library up at Iceforge. That's one of the things I was studying. I wanted to read up on everything that Arcanos was doing, and there are a few books in the Wizelstein library that also sort of corroborate this, but with the tremors that have been happening lately, a piece of the mountain kind of shook loose, and I guess that's one of the places he hid him.
Is it here so no one's gone into it yet, or they have?
It's up to the northwest, up by the up by the mouth of the Serpent River.
Okay, all right. No one's gone there yet, even though there's a big magic artifact. What's the catch?
Well, I told the people at the Adventurers League, and they all seemed really excited. But then they all had to go places, and when I asked them, they just said they were going out for a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. They took your information and they ditched you.
Why?
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Hackless.
Uh-huh.
Two things. You're too nice for your own good.
Huh.
And people suck. It was a mixture of those two things.
But you don't suck. We're friends.
You bet.
I do.
Okay, northwest at the mouth of the Serpent River is the not tomb. What do you want to call it? Crypt. Ooh, crypt.
Yeah, sure.
The crypt. Ooh.
We can call it that. One of Arcanos' crypts.
There we go. That's good. And powerful artifact and other powerful artifacts. Well, that's some pretty good information. And got nothing to do right now. Can clear our names a little bit. I'll have to pitch it to the. Might have to go myself, or if I can convince the other two, come along with me, that'd be dope too.
Wolfgang's still standing there with you.
Oh, hi, Wolfgang. When'd you get here? Oh, hi,
Hello.
fine. You've been really quiet there, Wolfgang. What's up?
Hackless kind of looks at you. We're friends.
You heard it here first there, but.
That's right.
Say, while I'm enchanting stuff for my friend Asmo, is there anything I can enchant for you? I'm pretty good at it.
Actually, yes. Got something a long time ago that maybe you can help me out with. I've heard that mithril is particularly easy to enchant.
Oh yeah, any precious metal. Silver, mithril. Mithril's pretty good because it's of elven make, and that just makes it easier for it to cling to.
Well, I happen to have some of these bullets right here made of mithril, and I was wondering what you could possibly do with them.
Well, I mean, they're really small, so they'll be kind of hard to enchant with anything super intricate, but I could definitely give them some sort of energy charge, like electricity or ice or fire or radiance or you know, things like that. But if you have anything else in mind, I'm up for a challenge, although my plate's gonna be a bit full working on my buddy's weapon here.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds wonderful. How about I go ahead and give you... I'll go ahead and give you...
He's just kind of giving you a puppy dog stare right now, just like happy, like if he had a tail, it'd be wagging kind of look.
Let's just do a little bit of a... I'll give you 20 of these mithril bullets.
Ooh. Yeah, and I'm kind of a small box. Yeah, and I'm kind of a small box of bullets. Sorry, how did you want them enchanted?
All right, 10 of them enchanted with lightning magic.
10 with lightning.
And 10 of them enchanted with frost.
Okay. So I can do that. And that'll be easy enough. That'll be... Oh, gee, I'm real bad at this. Grandpa Talos, how much is it to enchant 20 different ammunitions?
I'm pretty sure it's free for friends, I think, right?
Is it free for friends? Fuck no!
Damn it.
Talos finishes the transaction that he's working with, and he looks at you. 20 pieces? Set you back about 20 apiece.
Okay.
So at 40, that'd be, or at 20, that'd be 400 gold.
400 gold?
Yes.
All right, I'll hand over.
And yeah, he's asking for this up front, basically for the materials to work on this and to, just because it's going to be easy enough, he knows for a fact that this shit's going to get done. Okay, I can get that done pretty quick.
All right, I'll hand over 400 gold.
And the 20 bullets.
Here's the thing, though. You heard what he said about the tome. No, the crypt, right?
Yeah.
I heard him.
No. I got nothing to do right now. Aside
Do
from
we?
that thing tonight. Hey, I'd like to get out of town for a bit. We just got here and I'd like to leave. Yikes.
I mean, it's pretty far away. If you guys wanted to go now, I'd be okay, but I'd be a little busy.
Oh, you want to come along?
I'd like to in order to find the thing that we're getting.
Sure you won't.
Yeah,
Sure you
well-
won't be missed.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. How about we consider that after the blade, the thing I gave you.
Okay.
Yeah? Go in there, just get to try it out, and heck, if it doesn't work, you're right there.
That makes sense. So, a week then.
Yup.
Okay. He takes the ammunition and he takes frostbite. And again, he has given you the disclaimer that disenchanting frostbite and doing what you want to be done with it might be a pretty tricky process.
In the end, I go for what could happen,
Yeah.
I love that weapon, but if it could become something even slightly, a smidge better, why not?
Something that doesn't disarm you for half an hour.
Yeah, that's the one thing I realized. I'm one-handed in combat. I can't grab anything with my right hand, and that can factor in later. But if it can be tweaked to be more combat ready, because it works well enough. But I think that's why, like you said, it works well enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just a fun idea. Why not? This is fun role playing, by the way. I like doing this.
All right, he's
I love
going.
I love
Yeah,
going
he
shopping.
kind of takes that back to a table behind Talos. There's like kind of a dividing wall, and you start basically seeing like flashes of green and yellow coming from back there. Ooh. As he's probably starting as a warm-up on the bullets. And T-wig, by this point, Timry has finished reattaching your hands. You've articulated yourself. You've tested out your fingers, and they all seem to be working great. He's buffed out a lot of the damage that was done to your exoskeleton.
Thank you.
Of course. That's why I'm here.
I had one last question. Do you happen to have something like this?
And I hold up the amulet.
This is Asmo. He lent it to me. But it lets me appear more like, well, people.
He flicks his magnifying lenses down and just starts looking it over. Yep. Alter self, I see.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's any way this could be installed inside of me?
I'll try to look into it.
Okay. I appreciate that.
He goes over to some blueprints, like some, as he's looking them over, you realize that they are blueprints of you.
Lean over, which shouldn't be too hard. He's a gnome, but lean over and take a peek.
Yeah, it's very intricate. There's more moving pieces in you than I think you ever realized.
No, I'm complicated.
You don't know the half of it. Even more so than I ever realized.
I think that's normal, though, right? I mean, Wolfgang has made a living thing, and it's not exactly, I think, what he expected. It's kind of the way it goes, isn't it?
I suppose so. And he starts kind of like jotting down notes and looking for places in your frame that it could work. Might take me some time, but I'll see what I can come up with for you.
Okay.
Are you gonna need this back in the meanwhile? He hands you back the chain.
The amulet?
Yeah.
I should hold on to it. It technically isn't mine. It was just an idea. It does technically belong to Asmo, so I have to see if he's okay with it first.
He pulls a handle by his workbench, and the stairs descend, and the little crawl space roof opens back up, showing you the way out.
Timry,
Yeah.
please keep this between us.
I will. And you.
Thank you.
Listen to that little voice. It seems to be guiding you correctly. I think you're a better person than most. Don't let them get you down. He goes back to looking over the blueprints.
I'll run up the stairs.
Clank, 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 clank. And you get up there as Asmo and Wolfgang have finished with their transactions.
I T-pose.
Ta-da!
T-wig is all shiny and new.
Look at you there.
How
Yeah,
things go?
Great, super awesome. We recalibrated my legs. They should be super good to go now. The hands are pretty good. That would definitely be nice. And my faceplate doesn't have dents anymore, so hey.
All right, so it's still early afternoon. You've been by to see some of these enchantments, and there are a few different things going on right now that one of which isn't happening until the evening. But you've been given a few different ideas of things to do throughout the day, so what would you like to spend the rest of your day doing?
How many hours do we have?
I'd say it's like early afternoon right now, maybe like sometime between 11 and 1, probably around lunchtime.
Could I have 8 hours?
If you wanted, you could take 8 hours to just exist.
I would like to go to Crowley's estate and trespass onto his farmland.
Yeah, that
crimes?
That would take a bit of time to get out of town and into the farmland.
Well, the spell takes a while to cast, so...
And you want to do this without his knowledge?
I'm just gonna do it, because T-Wig's just gonna be like, oh, I have to do this thing, I'm gonna go do it. So...
Bye, T-Wig.
If it speeds up time, I can transform into an animal to, like, make myself get there faster if need be.
Oh, it almost certainly would, but is there anything else that anybody else wanted to do with this day?
Asmo's gonna want to talk to Flix about the job. The job tonight.
Wolfgang, anything on your docket?
Before we leave the shop, I'll probably purchase one of those enchanted brooms.
Since it's for family, basically you can get one for like 80% off. Just give him 20. Just give him like 20 gold.
I'll hand over the 20 gold then.
All right, you have a enchanted broom, and it kind of wriggles in your hands, like really wants to get fucking sweeping.
So much dirt!
I want to get it out of here.
Awesome.
All right, so you got an enchanted broom. So you and Asmo are going to start heading back to your place, I guess?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Wild
head
day,
back.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it in that room, but yeah, you were a fucking idiot.
I didn't know they were watching Ramses.
No, you didn't. But you told them where Denier was. Ignorance
I
was
didn't.
our best.
I didn't tell them where Denier was. I just told them that he's with Ramses. I thought...
Yeah, they know where Ramses is, though, dude.
As you say that, you do see a platoon of soldiers walking over to the, like, making their way towards the School of Sorcery.
Yep. Oof. They'll probably be in the north by now anyways. Hopefully it doesn't cause any political problems. Not that it's our problem.
And T-wig, you're going to split off from everybody here to head towards the farmland?
Yeah. I'm going to turn into a horse, and I'm going to gallop all the way to the farmland.
Hi-ho, T-wig, away! And you
Metal
start...
horse.
Clank, 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 clank,
Yeah,
clank.
you start galloping. Clank, 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 clank. Just full speed.
Like the horse is
Blitzing
from
it.
Horizon Zero Dawn. All right.
You guys make it back to Wolfgang's just fine. You're greeted by Jamat, and you hand him the broom. He's very happy with it.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
Least I could do.
I hope you don't mind. I let a friend of yours in. I said you'd be back soon.
And he motions his hand over to the sitting room where you actually see Pogan, the dwarf cleric of your monster hunting school, sitting in a chair.
I'll be damned, you're back! Oh, I heard the rumors.
Hogan, good to see you. How's the Kylandy of all I've been while I was gone?
It's going well. We actually might have our first little bit of business coming in. We got a contract.
Contract?
Aye, apparently something's been messing with the livestock over by Xander's fields.
Xander Crowley?
Hey, you know anybody else who owns livestock around these parts? So, I wanted to come by here, talk to you about it.
Did T-wig tell us where they were going?
She's heading down to Xander's. I mean, I don't know if she told you. T-wig, did you tell them?
I would tell Wolfgang, I think. I owe them. So I would mention that I said I was going to do that, and I haven't done it, and I felt bad, so I'm going to go do it now.
What kind of trouble?
Oh, just a few of the cows out north in the pastures. They apparently were attacked in the night. Lots of viscera, blood everywhere. I'm assuming it's just some wolves or something, but wanted to put together a small little, let's call it field trip to show the boys how it's done. And girls. There's a few girls.
And when is this happening?
I was thinking about throwing them together probably sometime within the week after getting a few volunteers, see who's ready. So we can go out there and kick some dick!
Throws his foot forward as he says it.
Normally gets a laugh out of him.
Very good. Tell him I might join him.
Oh, learned from the master himself. All right, this will be some great news. I'll go back and tell everybody. Thank you again, Master Jamat.
He starts walking out. Anytime, Master Pogan.
Give him my best, Pogan.
Absolutely, sir. And stop by. Now that you're back, it'd be good to get some FaceTime again.
I plan on it.
He closes his door on the way out. And you're left in your cozy home with Asmo and Jamat. And young Elliot's just kind of playing on the ground with a few little carved wooden toys.
Blah, blah, blah. Bah, bah, bah.
So what
Kind
do
of
we do
bashing them
now?
together.
Trying to think of what we should do now. We did what we could, and we're not wanted anymore, except in Silver Rock. I have a nagging feeling if we ever go back there, non-stealthily or incognito, we'd be burnt on a stake. So
Probably.
what do we do? We're just sitting around here waiting for whatever to happen. Job is tonight. I'm probably gonna go. We owe it to Flix. You don't have to come if you don't want. I know crime doesn't sit well with you.
Nick
Plus
above
of-
game. Nick above game. Would it be wise to go alone to this?
That's up to you.
Oh shit! Oh no!
All of your choices have consequences, as I'm
Plus,
sure you're well aware.
If we're seen by any guards, our reputation is going to be shattered.
Dude, the best way to not worry about it is not have a reputation. Like me. Who am I?
I don't want you to go alone, but I don't know.
I'm a little bit nervous about this. Flix seems to run with high-level people. Also, that might give me a clue.
The dragons are giving us the stink eye enough as it is.
Yeah, this might be giving me a clue about the dead eyes, though. At least that's what I think. Upper echelon gang stuff, dude. Smuggling magical items? Oh, dead eyes. They're connected. Actually,
Nick, do I know where Garak lives?
Yeah, I'll say by the amount of time that you've stayed here, you know where Garak lives. He has an apartment in the small dwarven city.
Okay.
Outside of the
How
park.
far away would that be?
It's like half-hour walk.
I'm gonna go for this gig tonight.
What time is it? It's like 1 o'clock right now in the game?
Yeah, it's afternoon right now.
I'm gonna go. Actually, I'll be right back in about an hour or two. I gotta go, talk to a friend.
I'm
Asmo,
getting into too much trouble.
Oh, you know me. Always like the right amount.
Is he and Asmo closes the door.
All right, Wolfgang, anything you want to do amongst your home while everybody else is traveling to their destinations?
I'll probably just sit in the living area with Elliot, and I'll read over that book I picked out last night.
All right, give me an investigation check for your studying. I know you have double proficiency in it, so I want to give you a good excuse to
15.
use it. Good shit. All right. Yep. You're. It's a bit of a dry read. Whoever wrote this shit, maybe your great grandfather or your grandfather, they were very droll with the pen, but you're getting the info. Jamat brews you some tea, and yeah, you're just spending some time reading here. Meanwhile, Asmo, you're making your way over to
Downtown. Watch. Oh.
Yeah, you find your way into the small dwarven town beneath the mountain outside of the park in Dragon's Rest. Yeah, the town of Guildhammer.
It's just a giant freaking cavern inside the mountain, huh?
Yep, and this is just the first part of this town. There's further dwarven city deeper in. This is just kind of an outskirt.
I head straight to his house.
Yep, you head over to his apartment, and
Oh, damn, not a good salary. Shit.
well,
He's not married yet, so it's fine.
yeah, he's doing all right for himself, all things considered. But yeah, guard salary, not the best. You're actually assuming this might be one of the things that's paid for by the guardship itself.
Gotta be. There's gotta be perks to being stabbed on a daily basis, you know? It's like...
Yeah, you knock on the door.
Do you want his real snowman one?
And you wait a couple of minutes, and... Well, not a couple of minutes, but you wait a few moments. You hear some rustling inside, and the door opens.
Oh, hey.
You see kind of a relatively tired Garak.
Sorry, it was my day off. I was just getting some sleep.
Well, good timing for being your day off. May I come in?
Yeah, absolutely.
He opens the door and lets you in.
How messy is this apartment?
There's certainly a certain level of dishevelment to it, but a lot of it is fairly well kept. Probably the worst part of it is just that you know he doesn't spend a lot of time here, so he doesn't have a lot of time to upkeep it. So anything that is out of place is that, like, the amount of dishevelment is not extreme. Let's just put it that way.
So, I have an opportunity to do something tonight, and I wanted to talk to you about it real fast.
What do you got?
Person who got me into Dragon's Rest has a job. I wanted to call in the favor, which is delivery of probably a stolen item to another gang.
So,
You ever heard the name Flix?
can't say I have.
Ah, she's a good thief then. You never heard of her.
And apparently a pretty good smuggler if she can smuggle people in as well as whatever it is you're talking about.
I can't give away her trade secrets. Kind of one of the deals of using it to get here. Which, by the way, I'm not wanted anymore. That's fun. Thank God. Don't have to be as incognito. Don't have to be as... Well, I can't go back to... can't go back to Silver Rock.
He walks back to where you're sitting and sets down a small, like a bottle of ale in front of you. It's got its cork in the top. He pops one off of his as well.
Asmo. Anyways, the job is tonight, and going alone sucks. I wanted to know if you had the energy to join me tonight. Because in the end, there could be something about the Deadeyes.
Joining you on a crime.
No. Don't join me in the crime. I'm still the muscle. Just, what's his face is going to be maybe being nearby in case something happens.
I get you.
The Wraith might be nearby. Who knows?
You're asking for backup.
And if it goes south, then the crime-fighting Wraith comes in. Oh, we got spotted! I just think it's a smart idea. No matter what, we can get the information out of it through either force or through deft speech. Silver tongue.
I'm in.
Kick ass.
Do you know anything about what's being delivered or who's being delivered to?
She's keeping that a secret, and also the delivery a secret. Tricks of the trade, man. You gotta keep everything secret so you don't get in trouble.
I just want to know anything that I'm about to walk into.
High-level stuff.
Above game, you mentioned she works for the... sorry, I wrote them down somewhere. Hold on.
She's with the Fey Runners, and she has an article that is going to the Free Traders.
She's with the Fey Runners, I can tell you that much.
Makes sense. Smuggling, stealing.
And it was the Free Runners, you said?
Free Traders.
And she's delivering something to the Free Traders.
He kind of nods silently as he lowers the bottle from his lip for a moment.
What do you know about the Free Traders?
I know that they're responsible for that gas that... Well, you remember.
Oh, that was just a Deadeye. Did they just using that as a smokescreen? Because I thought the Deadeyes were behind that.
The Deadeyes were just overseeing the deal.
Oh, yeah, there's a good chance something might go down tonight, then.
There's been a lot of corroboration in the underworld lately.
Damn it. Sorry, I know you're saying. I just realized I gave away my best weapon. Fuck. To fix it, it was broken. Well, from the get-go. The ice thing, you know my frostbite?
Yeah, you've killed a lot of people with that.
Yes, I have. Problem is, it's not 100% working at all ever, so it could be way better. So I handed it off to a man who could make it happen.
He sighs.
No. But anyways, I got this.
Shows the blaster knuckle. And fire ran off.
Good chance there might be someone of note there. I'm gonna see if I can convince.
Did I convince Wolfgang? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. No, Wolfgang was hesitant.
Wolfgang seemed like he didn't really want to get involved, but he also didn't want you to go alone.
Okay. Nonetheless, you being there, Wraith at most, it must be a distraction to get the hell out of there. Besides, the Wraith has a bit of a reputation now.
I suppose he does.
He kind of gives a bit of a sly smile to that.
All right, see you tonight. Meet up at the Connolly house.
You know what to do. Keep your hood drawn. And just look tough. That shouldn't be too hard, right?
Come on. One of the toughest sons of bitches out there.
Asmo tries to flex a little bit.
He gives kind of a smile at that, and he shows you out back into the Dwarven city.
So is this... Do the ladies like it when you bring them here?
Best part is they don't know when it's dawn and when it's dusk.
Have a good day, Garak.
See you tonight, Asmo.
Yep.
Kind of claps you on the back as he closes the door. And T-wig, by this point, it's, I'm going to say probably around 4 o'clock or so, you make it down to the fields.
Okay.
And you have found your way to the farmlands of these fields. These stretch on for miles and miles, and you just made it to kind of the beginning of all of it.
Okay.
And yeah, you step out, you see long rows of farmland in any direction. Some seem to be growing wheat, some seem to be growing corn. Vegetable, like there's rows of vegetables. They stretch on for almost as far as the eye can see up to the lake, and then further north from where you are.
This is a lot more land than I thought.
Yeah, this guy, he feeds the entirety of this city and provides a lot of food for much of the area surrounding Dragon's Rest as well.
What looks like the most important crop here that would yield the most?
Looks like the thing that probably yields the most would be corn. There are whole fields of corn. And you know that it's used for animal feed, it's used for human feed, it's used for processing various flours and sugars.
I have a quick flashback to the corn, and then I quickly shake it off and look forward.
Just
okay.
Don't cast Speak with Plant, and you'll be okay.
I'm gonna walk into the field, drop my form and walk into the field.
Okay. You're not stealthing, I'm guessing.
No, I'm just gonna walk in.
All right. You walk in, and as you kind of like splay your hands out amongst the rows of corns, kind of giving them small little low fives as you're walking by, you actually hear a "fuck yeah" in the back of your head. And you're approached by a man in like light security garb, seems to be wearing leather armor, carrying a truncheon.
Excuse me, sir, you're not allowed back this way. This is Mr. Crowley's land.
Oh, Mr. Crowley wanted me to be here, actually.
I got no such notice.
Could you let him know that I'm here?
It'll take me a bit, but...
That's fine. It'll take me a while to cast this spell.
Okay.
Tell him it will take 8 hours, and the crops should be the way that he wants them. It is T-wig. In return, he told me he would show me some things I could scan. Once the 8 hours are up, if you could tell him to perhaps meet with me, or... well, we can meet sometime later, that would be well.
I will pass on the message.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check against this very confused man.
Okay. 5.
He rolled a 3.
Yay!
All right, I'll pass on the message, I guess.
Okay.
He's like kind of gives you like a weird eye as he like turns and walks back. You lose sight of him, but you're assuming he's off to go deliver the message in any way he can.
Okay, I'm gonna crouch onto one knee. And I'm gonna splay my hand over the centermost point where I can hit the most crops. And I'm gonna cast Plant Growth.
Range 150 feet. Is that a radius? Or
There's
target
two,
plants within a
there's two
specific
abilities,
area?
yeah.
Oh, 100-foot radius.
So there's one where I can make a bunch of crazy shit happen, but the one I'm looking at is if you cast a spell over 8 hours, you enrich the land. All plants in a half-a-mile radius centered on your point within range become enriched for 1 year. The plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested.
All right. So yeah, that's going to be great. And you start to glow this green naturalistic glow among your joints as you begin pressing your energies into the land itself, trying to fill it with your druidic nutrition. And you begin to meditate and think on this and continue to enrich the land. And this is going to take 8 hours.
Yep.
So before we cut our session, we'll have the time fly by, and
Real fast, I wanted to talk to Dang. Before we head to the job, I wanted to talk to Wolfgang real fast to convince him to come with me and I had a particular hook. Is that going to interfere with what you're doing?
No, it'll just take a little bit of extra time if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right, so you go back to Wolfgang's place.
Asmo approached as Wolfgang essentially was reading the book.
All right.
Oh, hi.
So I
was,
talked to Garak. And Garak's going to be joining me tonight. He's been waiting in the shadows in case something goes wrong with this job. Now I know that you don't want to be involved in crime. So don't be. I will be. I'll join Drix. You just wait in the shadows with official police officer of the law.
Official officer of the law being
Garak.
You know that
Garrick's-
nobody
Garrick's-
else. You know that
Garrick's
nobody else
okay
knows.
with this?
You know that nobody else knows Garak is the Wraith, right?
Oh my god, I thought he knew that. Jesus, Kurt. Okay, sorry.
And Garrick's okay with it. Don't worry, we've all said stupid stuff tonight.
Garrick's going to be swinging by here, and he's going to have a bit of a surprise for you. Let me tell you. But dude, I would appreciate you being there. I can find out more about the Dead Eyes, and honestly, you bailed my ass out of plenty of times. I don't normally ask for favors here. I just help me out with this, please. Wait in the shadows. If you can, that'd be great. If you can't, I understand, but I'm asking nicely.
Wolfgang closes the book.
There's my guy.
Guess I've got some time in between trying to fix that brand on your chest to help you out with some criminal activity.
You're trying to do that still? Oh man, thank you. Didn't need to do that.
Like you said, I keep bailing you out.
All right. It's dusk is approaching, and you realize that Flix actually isn't in the house.
Where is Flix anyway?
Oh, it's to be meeting us down where we split up, remember?
All right.
So you're gonna head that way?
Yeah, Wolfgang
we
takes
gotta wait for Garak to get here, though.
You think he's just gonna knock on the door?
The Connolly house? I told him to. Asmo looks outside. Is Garak there?
Nope.
What?
And the sun is going down.
Garrick's supposed to be here.
How much time do you wait?
What time is it?
Dusk. Approaching night.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Do I wait for Garak or do I go?
We're doing
This is
this,
some
Asmo.
Go. This is some telltale shit, Nick. What did Wolfgang say?
If we're doing this, we better go.
Tell Jamat where we're going. In case Garak shows up, he was supposed to be here. Damn it. What the hell happened?
Where exactly was that alley where we all split off again?
It's in the warehouse district. Asmo, make a perception check as you're looking out the window.
Okay. Perception.
15.
Yeah, you see no sign of him.
Shit. I don't know if I can do this job without him being nearby. It's so risky. Fuck.
What exactly did you say to convince him to go anyway?
Asmo just looks over his shoulder.
Tell no one about what I'm about to tell you, okay? What?
More secrets.
Yeah. You ever heard of the Wraith?
Aye.
Yeah, you have. There's talk amongst the town of
Asmo just kind of raises his eyebrows.
Yeah, basically that there's a spectral-like force that's been hunting down the criminal underworld.
You've heard of the Wraith, right?
I have.
Asmo just bobs his eyebrows up and down like,
Garak is the Wraith.
It's too grandiose of a stupid lie for me to be lying to you.
You have a point. Wolfgang's gonna look outside.
Make a perception check, Wolfgang.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic first.
Whoop. Oh, there you go.
What's the range on that?
30 feet.
You don't see anything magical within 30 feet.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's just head out. I gotta believe that
16!
Ooh.
Yeah, you still don't see shit.
Oh, I just need you to stand nearby. Garak being there would have been handy, but something must have come up. The important thing is just stay out of it unless you absolutely need to be in it.
All right,
Okay.
but I will make it known that I really don't fucking like this.
Okay, absolutely. You know what? Tell you what, if it goes south, you could just tell me the whole way home.
I
As a
plan
matter
on
of-
it.
Oh, there you go. See, let's get going.
All right.
I'll be back.
You guys make your way to the warehouse district, and you find Flix in the alley.
Ah, there you are. I was about to leave.
Okay, only I'm coming with you. Wolfgang's gonna hover back.
All right, but you're not getting the full pay for that.
I don't care.
See? Great guy.
You're right. I like him.
And she starts leading you towards the sewers.
So you cut out there, Nick?
She starts leading you into the sewers. You guys hop into a open grate near one of the warehouses, and you hop down. You travel through these sewers, twisting and turning as you do so. Feels like you're traveling quite a distance. And Wolfgang, you're going to attempt to follow him?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back, and I'm also going to. I didn't wear my robes or my hat when I'm going out as well, just to let you know.
I'm guessing you're wearing like dark cloak, shit like that.
Sort of, yeah. I will also prestidigitation my hair to be red.
You have a woolen evergreen cloak that's kind of like a dark forest green.
Yeehaw.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
15.
Okay.
Not bad.
You manage to keep up with them. They turn down a cistern, cross a small bridge over this foul-smelling, slow-running water that seems to run beneath the city. And Asmo, as you turn the corner as well, you walk into this kind of rectangular room. And as you look in, you see a man garbed all in leather with like a leather cloak, and he appears to be wearing a dark plague doctor's mask with dark goggles. Flix leads you up. You also see a familiar face at his back as one of the four shadows, the female that you ran into during the job with Garak, seems to be standing in the back, very nonchalantly, just juggling a dagger on her finger. Finally. She kind of like mutters to herself.
Hello, it looks like you're all early.
No, you are late.
The masked man seems to utter out.
Ugh, I'm not that late, am I?
You are days late. You have set things back significantly.
There was trouble on the road. I sent the message ahead. Look, I got your fucking stuff.
The gas-masked man walks forward, plague-masked man walks forward.
You have a lot to answer for, girl.
And we'll pick up here next time.